Hey guys, and welcome back to Okami. As you can probably tell by the title of this part, this is gonna be hype. We're gonna continue with the rest of Oni Iron, which I guess is both the name of the iron and the dungeon. We're using our new lightning whatever brush technique, which we got from, what was it? The Tiger God?
Gekigami.
Gekigami, there we go. See, I know names, I know tigers.
You should just call it the Lightning God, because even though that's not technically correct, because he's the god of assault or god of attacks, you can get away with that.
What's this golden stuff we've been seeing throughout the place?
So, actually quite fascinating. So if you pick up this lightning key,
Ooh.
because that is a thing that is allowed to happen in reality, apparently.
Allowed, Jesus.
They create platforms between these things, which I don't know quite how this works. It makes no sense, but I will roll with it, because why the hell not?
It begs the question of why. I mean, this is cool and all, but is it really needed?
It is not, but someone thought it was a cool idea, and to be fair, I'm quite happy to go with it.
Yeah.
Because what it also means is that as we run about, we have a source of lightning to make use of.
Very true, very true.
And that is incredibly satisfying. I am going to do something particularly stupid. I'm sure you will laugh when you see what I did, because I know I was just like, oh, for crying out loud. But I managed to come back from it, so it was okay.
Holy shit, have mercy, mate.
No, they're demons, sod off. I wanted to floral finish him as well, but
Well,
that
it don't
quite
matter.
work out.
You got double cherry blossoms, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's all good. But yes, now that we're into the second half of the dungeon, we're going to be doing a lot with these lightning keys and so on and so forth. And this is a fun room. So, this is one of those sort of impossible maze type dealios. You have to go through different sets of folding doors to try and figure out the right route. It's slightly annoying because to get some of the chests you've got to go down the wrong route. And it's very easy to get lost in here. So easy to get lost in here. If anything, I would definitely recommend using a guide to get through this in as simple and painless a fashion, because it's so easy to get lost.
Oh, flashbacks of Night's Journey of Dreams fill my mind.
Yes, this is like that. It's not as bad in the sense of there is no time limit, because that was the thing that ruined that level, was the frickin' time limit, because of the Wakers, because those guys are assholes.
Oh yeah.
But the thing that makes this particular bit of challenge is because obviously sometimes you can get slightly disoriented in a room and not know which way you're going. And then also there's things like that, where there's holes in some of the walls, and that's how you make it through, and it's just like, how does this make any sense?
Yeah, you've really got to be on the ball here if you are trying to go for 100%.
It's ridiculous. To be fair, this is kind of the point where you really should just go, you know what, I don't need all these chests, sod it, I'm just going to get to the end of the room. But to be fair, you're probably going to be stuck going round in circles going, I have no idea where I'm going. None of this makes any sense. Where the frick is the exit?
Yeah, you just end up getting them anyway. It's like, oh, I begrudgingly accept goodies.
Yes. As I said, I would recommend using a guide to make it through this, because it's insane.
There we go.
Yes, thankfully that is the end. So, if you see the bomb sign, you know you've reached the end of the maze. And that's a battle if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah.
Or not.
What a twist.
Now, this is the stupid thing that I did. Because I put the key in, which is what I'm supposed to do. But, yeah, there's kind of a door over there that I kind of needed to unlock using the key.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh no!
Oh, Richie.
Thankfully, I just managed to pull it off.
Bless your little heart. Is that even like a thing that's meant to happen?
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's not an important chest, obviously, but I put the key in and turned around and just thought, oh, why?
FML.
FML. But then at that point I was just like, no, saving, I've got the thing. Just before I do any other stupid things.
Make sure to rotate those saves.
Largely because obviously, as I said earlier, this was the time. Thankfully, obviously, you can see that my Wiimote has decided that it was going to fix itself up by this point.
Oh,
which I'm quite grateful for, because otherwise this would have been incredibly frustrating. Obviously, I was still in the phase of my hoppage was not in its best mind. I think it was going slightly Delally, to be fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd had it for years by this point. Like, I think 2012 to 2015. Well, yeah. So that was time period of that. I can't remember when I stopped using my hoppage, whatever. But it was surprisingly recently, actually. So I think...
Did you have to blow up that statue? It was fancy as fuck, mate.
Of course we had to blow up that statue. So I believe that my first Elgato playthrough walkthrough was Journey.
Huh?
And that was, I believe, at the start of last year, I feel. Let me double check that fact.
It's fine. We don't need to go down Richie's memory lane right now. Just talk about the dungeon.
I need to go down Richie's memory lane, because otherwise I'm going to be thinking, what the hell was I doing? It was April 2016, so I was right. Yes! So, the floor is lava, and you need to hit all of these things in time. This is a bit of a dickish room, because there's an eye right behind you.
Motherfucker.
It's like, god damn it, you assholes.
So is this Toby's doing? Is he hiding off camera somewhere?
Honestly, I don't know. And if it is him, then I'm going to be having words. And here's the 2D section that I was talking about.
Oh,
It's actually quite a big section of the dungeon, so it's quite fun because you're going to be platforming across moving bits of like cogs and stuff.
Ooh.
And there's traps and everything. It's a fascinating little platforming section, and is also very much in the same vein of being a bit of a maze.
There's a little smiley face on that wall there. Sorry, I don't know why I just noticed that.
To be fair, you're probably going to be seeing that potential smiley face quite a lot, because, yeah, things like that happen.
There we go. I was just going for a new, unique tune. And now to actually say something that isn't retarded, I really love cogs and gears in video games. Richie, what the fuck are you doing?
That was all on me. I think I kind of realised I'd gotten stuck, and I was just like, ugh. That was like one of the stupidest things I could have possibly done.
Oh, you're lucky I'm partially high on Lemsip at this point, so...
To be fair, I'm just slightly high on life in general, so nothing is making sense in my head right now, so why the hell not? I promise I haven't done any drugs. I don't do drugs, apart from, antidepressants. Maybe that's what's sending me Delally.
Delally is like your word of the month, I've noticed.
Is it? Well, that's fine by me. Doolali's quite a fun word, so I'm totally down with that.
Oh, that was jammy as fuck, mate. Good stuff.
You see, I had some level of mastery, because there's one specific jump, which is actually quite an evil jump, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's this one.
Whoa!
yes, it's evil, and it took me so ridiculously long to try and make that jump. Like, I tried and tried and tried, but every time I fell down the frickin' trap door. So there's a chest over that way that I haven't gotten yet. Oh, you can see I was pausing because I was like, do I go back? Because at this point it had been... I feel like it was at least 10 minutes of trying to get this one frickin' chest. I was not a happy bunny.
10 minutes during an LP recording session feels like at least half an hour.
Exactly. Like, it took forever. And the thing is that it's not necessarily a largely... Well, it's not a majorly difficult jump to make, but it sort of is. Because you've got to be going full pelt, and you've just got to very lightly tap the A button to be able to make it across. It's not like this where you've got enough ceiling height to be able to make it over.
Whee!
Like, you're pretty much going to get hit in terms of your jump height. And I made it over that one, but that one is just ludicrously cruel. Thankfully I made it through that time. But spikes and a trapdoor, it's just like... What?
Yeah, you gotta feather jump it, mate.
Exactly, so I was not impressed, shall we say. And there was a point where I was just like, you know what, I'm not going down that road, I'm just gonna leave the chest, because you know what, sod it, if it's gonna be such a dick, I'm not gonna pick it up because it can just go to frickin' hell.
I don't want to talk to you no more.
And then I reached the point where I was just like, but no, I want 100% the frickin' game, so I have to do the evil bloody nightmare of a... Yeah, I have to do the bloody nightmare of a jump. And thankfully in the end, I did manage it, but I was not impressed. Not by a long shot.
This has been another edition of Richie's Storytime. Or Storytime with Richie, to give it its non-localised title.
I have to say, I am quite enjoying... we should create a little brand so that whenever it's story time with Richie, we do like a little splash across the screen.
Should get a sponge to a loot box or something. Should be easy enough. Everyone and their mother's got one.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nicely done. Alright, was that it?
But yes, that is the end of our 2D platforming for the dungeon. It was quite fun, was it not?
Oh, it's loaded something big. I can feel it.
Anyway, thankfully I jumped out of the way of that just in time, because otherwise that would have been pretty freaking painful.
It would have been embarrassing, I suppose, at the very least.
But yes, now we have a huge open room that we are going to have to work our way around to, one, unlock everything, and two, to get to the end of it. But yes, you can see this is just, it's a big, wide, open dungeon, and it's fascinating because you do have all of these different elements.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, I believe that this really is one of the most diverse dungeons in the game.
It's keeping my interest at the very least.
Oh yeah, because you never know quite what to expect next. And while I would say that the final dungeon in the game makes the best use out of all of your brush techniques, because ultimately in that final dungeon you're going to be challenged with using every single brush technique that you've ever learned. I feel this is probably it's the slightly more fascinating dungeon, because in terms of all the gimmicks that are taking place, they're all very different. And also just Toby's amazing, so...
He's a little shit, but we love him.
Exactly. Oh, that was a clutch jump.
It seemed like you just faded through him.
Well, no, it was because what happens is that whenever anything gets close to you, it fades out if you kind of get around, like you're in front of it and it's behind you.
Oh, you off-screen the sucker.
Well, effectively, I managed to jump through just in time for him to swing back across. I did very nearly think that I had scuppered it all up, but thankfully I had not.
Oh, well, whatever works.
Indeed. Now I think I'm just going to... Yes. Go back and grab the... Or try to go back and grab the Thunder Key, or Lightning Key. One of the things that always tends to happen in video games is that they always tend to get called Lightning Thunder.
Yeah.
All, I believe, harkens back to the original Final Fantasy. And the fact of... Obviously, lightning is more characters than thunder.
Yeah.
So that's a pain. But also, I think that it has something to do with Raijin. Because Raijin is the god of lightning, thunder and storms in Shinto religion and Japanese mythology. That statue that we blew up earlier with all the drum-looking things around it, that was Raijin.
Oh, okay.
It comes from Rai, which means thunder, and the Jin bit is part of the god Okami bit. And so he's typically depicted as a demon-looking spirit beating drums to create thunder, usually with the symbol Tomoe drawn on the drums. So, he uses the drums to bring the lightning. So ultimately, it kind of, I think, flips everything on its head, because obviously we know in science, the lightning comes first and then comes the thunder clap, because it's delayed.
Oh.
But in the whole thing with Raijin is that he uses his drums to bring the lightning. I think, something like that. But yes, we are coming to the end of our races against Toby. And he's actually beginning to enjoy his races with us. And just... It's why he's amazing!
Who would have ever thought that a piece of paper would have been a character of all time character?
I know! It's like... Seriously. This game does an amazing job of making you care about characters that you never thought you would care about. Like a slip of freaking paper.
Oh, Golden Gate!
And, yes, big open room. I feel we're going to get a boss fight in here, don't you?
Oh yeah, I'm sensing the evil now.
Well, I say boss fight, mini boss fight, and hey, look, it's the ogres. But this is quite awesome now, because we actually have their weakness, which is lightning. Annoyingly, we still have to wait until they are vulnerable to use it, but... it can be really quite deadly to them. So I am totally down with that.
Damn man, you're tearing this red one apart.
Well, I think it's because I finally figured out what I was sort of meant to do when dealing with them. But yes, we get 4 Demon Fangs from taking down these guys with the floor finisher. So yes, I will take that.
The lightning finisher is their floral finisher then.
Indeed it is. Now, theoretically, you can still get it in this room without the key, because as you can see, there are the odd strikes of lightning coming down around the ceiling area somewhere, but use the key, it's a much steadier and more reliable source of the element, and is just generally quite awesome. Come on, we're nearly there. There we go, beautiful. I think that was a lot more smooth than the first fight against them, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was only really the damage that let you down there.
Oh, yeah, of course. And now at this point I was just like, which way did I come in? Thankfully the map was a godsend. I'm glad I thought, oh, I'll look at the map.
Who would have ever thought that a map helps you in regards to, like, figuring out which direction you need to go in.
I know!
Oh, we're struggling for things to say at this point. The sass has reached maximum.
Well, sass is probably going to reach even more maximum in a minute, because we're going to get to a really fun, and by fun I mean really painfully annoying catwalking segment.
Remix! Okay, I promise not to use the remix joke in massive quotation marks for at least another 10 parts.
Well, you're probably going to be using it again numerous times throughout the next couple of minutes, because this is a frickin' nightmare.
Jesus, Rose, just cut it out, man.
Well, no, the whole idea was, I suffered through this, therefore you must also suffer through this, because this is cruel.
Don't put the viewers through this. Like, it's one thing if you want to torture me. I deserve it. They've done nothing wrong.
Well, yes, they haven't done anything wrong, but I want to make them suffer.
Jesus Christ.
And, yes, this is a really hideous chest. Because what the game wants you to do is it wants you to use this catwalk statue to basically create a pathway along the wall.
Huh?
And it's got to go under and up. Because otherwise you are going to hit the blockage spider, or blockade spider, and it's really annoying.
Huh, well, it's unique, I'll give it that.
It's a fascinating usage of catwalk, and I do find it to be quite cool. It's just it's really painful to pull off, because if you do not get that dip just right, you're not making it across that whole way.
So the conception is cool, the, what's the word I'm looking for here? The execution. The execution is fiddly.
Yes, and I shouldn't have used Veil of Mist just there, because I need this guy to go back up, and then use Veil of Mist to stop him blocking my way.
More enemies? Yes, here we go.
So, we just have more of these Guardian fellas, but, oh, the thing is coming.
Weak sauce.
The thing that I told you that was quite a challenge? Yes. That's coming, and it's mean.
Now I'm curious.
It's so mean. It is something that, up to this point, has been optional. But this is compulsory, unless you have really excellent jumping capabilities. Which, as we have proven, I do not.
I'm ready, mate, let's do it.
So, once we come out onto this platform, and there we go. It's another blockhead.
Oh boy.
And yes, this guy's quite a challenge. And so, as I said, all of the other blockheads in the game are optional. Like, you do not have to take them down whatsoever. This guy, no, you do really need to take him down unless you are really good at, really good at jumping. But I think I was just very lucky in getting that one, because I remember when I first played Okami, I got so stuck on this blockhead. Because it's like one too many weak points to safely store in your head.
Yeah.
You reach the point where you just go, got that one, that one, that one, that one. Oh god, where's the last one?
Kudos to you all the same, mate. That was pretty slick.
Yes, that was a master stroke. And I think he's actually one of the last blockheads that we will ever see in the game.
Huh.
And that was quite smooth, I feel. You were going to want to do that before you speak to Toby, because, yes, this is the climax. The final race that we're ever going to have with Toby. it is ultimately a nice, easy one if you blow the hole up before you chase Toby, because then you can just use Vine to whip your way through to the end of the racetrack.
Wow, that looked like he beat you there.
Well, I think it's because what he does is, once you get through the door, he zooms forward so that he can sit there. And, yes. Toby is now going to be erased.
No! No, not Toby with an I instead of a Y!
This is. I remember getting to this bit and thinking, oh, I was actually quite liking Toby, and now they're killing him off. I think I may have had like a single tear rolling down my cheek in a really dramatic fashion.
Was that manly single tear? This is important.
Of course it was a manly single. Well, of course not, Tom. You're talking about me. Like,
Aww.
I couldn't be manly even if I tried.
That was sweet.
This is how good the writing in Okami is. They make you care about a slip of frickin' paper. And it's always just heartbreaking.
Oh, okay, let's not oversell it now, because we got a boss coming up and I need you to get into angry mode. This thing has done wrongs to us and other people who died, you know.
Indeed. Also, the Dark Lord who we're about to take down is also the reason that Toby had to disappear. So, I mean, I know obviously we're here to avenge Himiko and Rao and all that jazz, but we need to avenge Toby as well, goddammit.
Yeah, him most of all, I feel.
So, yes, at this moment in time I was just like, right, let's make sure I've got everything ready, because, I mean, this is quite a cool boss fight.
One would hope so, because, you know, a cool dungeon with a lame boss is a really disappointing thing.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, I'm ready, let's do this.
So yes, we are indeed ready, and this is a particularly fascinating way of finding the boss.
I know you're there. Come out! Won't go too far from Ami soon. You never know what will pop out. Oh, he's got a piece.
He's using his Denkamaru because he's ready to cause havoc.
Oh. Oh.
Just look at that blood red moon.
Jeez. Huh. Oh. No, don't do it. Don't you do it.
But we have to.
Fuck's sake.
And finally, at last, the Dark Lord Ninetails has been revealed.
Damn, man, that's a sick boss. I think I like that design more than Orochi.
Oh, I know. The thing that I find amazing about Ninetails is that obviously Ninetails masquerades as Rao and then masquerades as one of the brush gods. Like, you find Ninetails in a constellation and you meet Ninetails in this kind of in the gods area, and it's just fascinating. The slightly annoying thing is that they so Ninetails is thought of as being female because obviously it's Rao, and Isun commonly calls Ninetails a she. Which would actually make quite a lot of sense, because then it's two female gods taking each other on. Well, Ninetails isn't a god, it's a demon. But obviously, Ninetails is referred to as being the Dark Lord, and the Master.
Yeah, let's not quibble gender semantics here, mate. Let's talk about how fucking hype the boss is, shall we?
Oh, I know. So, Ninetails uses that same sword that I'm going to go with she, because that's what Isun's going to call her. And since we have... You may remember throughout the dungeon that we have seen swords pointing to the sky, and we've had to use lightning on them. It's exactly the same here. Whenever you see the sword go up, use your lightning. But what's really fascinating about this fight is that Ninetails also has a celestial brush.
Yeah, I saw it on the screen there. That was interesting.
If you are not quick in using your own brush, and sometimes Ninetails will just use her celestial brush of her own accord, then you can very, very quickly not be able to use your move because Ninetails will have taken over. And it's why this fight is just so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're fighting an enemy that is so very clearly based on you and is using your powers against you.
I love bosses
And
like
also
that.
you have all the little mini rows, one for each tail, and it's fascinating and I love it. I mean, it's a fight that essentially works on the, I believe it's Bulosis
Yes.
mode of fighting. You've got to take down all of the different rounds to defeat Ninetails. What's quite funny is also that each row has their own personality, but once you get it down to its final tail, the true Ninetails is revealed. It's just a sour old fox that pretended to be a god.
Oh, that's
In
cool.
truth, it only ever had one tail, and because you can see that it's missing an eye, that is why when Ninetails possessed Rao, the hair covered that eye.
Oh, okay.
It's just all really thoroughly thought through, and it's just awesome. And the other thing is that while Ninetails is still quite deadly at this point because she's attacking much more viciously, you can also see that she gets more easily tired out, and so she's obviously greatly weakened at this point because we've destroyed all of her tails bar the one.
Yeah.
And so close. I didn't want to use a holy bone, but I was going to get annoyed by the beeping. But yes, this is the end of Ninetails.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty hype, mate.
Thank you kindly.
Well, I was talking about the boss fight, but you did well as well, I suppose. Oh.
Yes, this is, I believe, one of my favourite glaives in the game. This is the Divine Instrument, Blade of Kusanagi, which is the grass-cutting sword.
Jade Edged Glaive. Oh yeah, we had this discussion earlier in the playthrough.
Yes, indeed we did, when we were talking about Kusa Village. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of Act 2 of Okami.
I can see why you said you like this act the best in the game, because that was a much better climax than Orochi, I feel.
Oh, definitely. It's a much more exciting boss battle because you're not waiting around for things to happen. You can actually get in there, you're fighting, you're dodging. It's just much more exciting. But yes, all of the darkness is heading to the north. You know exactly where we're going to have to go if we want to purge this darkness from the land once more. Well, once and for all, I should say.
This Yami fella seems like the real deal, though. I like the juxtaposition between the Isun we see in-game and the Isun we see in these bits of artwork.
I know, because obviously Isun we see normally is just a little bug, and actually Isun is... Yes, he's a dashing prince of handsomeness, as I'm sure Hideki Kami would like him to be called. But yes, it's time for our victory howl.
Work it, girl. Hell yeah. Great dungeon, great boss, great climax to a great act, I think.
Hell yes.